Whether it's a greenside chip or a lengthy ring around the rosy putt, a bunker shot, high irons, low irons, or cranking the driver 260 yards down the pipe.
When golf comes up in conversation, we're not normally talking about the kinetic energy, potential energy, centripetal force, torque, double pendulum, or other factors that might have the best impact on your golf game. I'm Matt Paley, and today I'm going to teach you about the physics of golf. It's often wondered, how can I get an extra 10 yards off my golf swing? How can I not end up sitting short? How can I hit the green? How can I be more accurate? There's so many different factors with the golf swing that really change the swing and that'll help you be a better golfer. Although there are different techniques, they might be said differently, I'm here to tell you about the physics behind it and what's going to allow you to get those 10 or 15 extra yards. So the first thing for a more powerful swing is the double pendulum effect. This effect is brought to you by two pendulums that are going to actually help you on your upswing before you come down and make impact with the ball. Your first pendulum is right between your shoulders and your arms. So as you're taking impact, or as you're taking the club up, you see this is your first pendulum, right here. No shoulders, no hands, no nothing. This is half of your power. If you only have one of these pendulums, you're really screwing yourself over. Second half, as soon as you get to the top, you get more handsy. These hands right here, this is your second pendulum effect. Okay? Because once you get up here, this first pendulum is no longer in you. You can't do anything more with it. So now that I'm up here, first pendulum, second pendulum, my body's fully set to come down and make impact with the ball. Do it in slow motion here. First one, second one, through. Rule number one to a more powerful golf swing. Here we go again. First one, second one, through. There is step number one to a more powerful golf swing, the double pendulum effect. Step number two to create the most powerful golf swing. It's a commonly expressed term in the world of physics. It's called centripetal force. Now, a good way to put this is think of a roller coaster. When a roller coaster goes around the loop, that centripetal force is keeping those carts on the track. It's a force directed towards the middle. Now, if you think about the golf swing, you can see the loop. It goes up and it comes down. Now, when we're directed towards a golf ball here, you're going to get a lot more power if you've used this concept correctly. Centripetal force is worked with golf in this way. So I take my club back. Now, centripetal force from me taking my club back is all directed towards the middle, towards the center of gravity of my core. So as I take the club back and I come through, at the top I'm anchoring my hips. See that? I'm anchoring them. Keeping my center of gravity stable, keeping it calm, quiet. And as I'm coming through, my hands are a little bit louder. There's more movement. As I'm coming through, I'm moving outward with my club and inward with my hands. This is going to create less centripetal force. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. This is going to create less centripetal force, creating more power and a better golf swing. Step 2 of creating a better, more powerful golf. The third and final thing for a stronger and more efficient golf swing is torque. Now if you look here at my driver and my 9-iron, and as you can see there's about 8 inches of difference here. I want you to think about it this way. If you have a wrench and you're trying to do work with a wrench, what do you pick? Do you pick the longer one or the shorter one? You'll obviously pick the longer one because it has more torque in it. It's going to do more powerful things. This is why the driver hits the longest. This is why people on the tee box, when they want to go long, they pull out the big stick. They pull out the driver. Now obviously I would normally have a tee there, but I don't. Torque starts in the top of your swing and is driven down with your hips. More torque and drive you have from that upper and lower body, the farther you're going to hit the ball. So I get to the top and I start driving with my hips, leading with my hands, and squaring my face at impact to hit that ball as far and long down the fairway as possible. Alright, so I want to talk about the energies involved in golf. Now, potential and kinetic energy with a lot of different motions are extremely important and really are the, without them, it's impossible. You can't do any type of motion without potential and kinetic. Potential is the energy something possesses before it's turned into kinetic. So for example, I'm at the top of my golf swing, you know that club's going to come down. It has an immense amount of gravitational potential energy. And the kinetic energy, that energy is from movement. I have kinetic energy as I'm taking it up. I have kinetic energy as I'm bringing it down. I have kinetic energy in my arms, my legs, my body. Let's get back to the golf swing. So I start here, at the bottom, thinking about my shot. I'm looking down the green, I'm 150 yards out. I start to bring that club back. I have kinetic energy here. But not only do I have kinetic energy, as I'm bringing that body up, I have a ton of chemical potential energy happening in my body before I start thinking about everything coming down. As I'm getting to the top, right about here I have the most chemical potential energy because I'm going to take everything that's in my torque body right now and ready to come back down through impact. Take that chemical potential energy and drive it into kinetic energy and smash that golf ball as far and close to my target as possible. Kinetic, gravitational potential energy, and chemical potential energy. Kinetic. And that is from the golf swing, the energies involved. So we've talked about the golf swing and the energies involved there. Now I want to talk about the energies involved when contact is made between the club face and the golf ball. As the club comes down through impact, the ball and the club, for a very split second, have a relationship not a whole lot of people know about. The flex in the club is going to flex forward, creating elastic potential energy. And the ball is actually going to smush against the face and compressing it. That creates a ridiculous amount of potential energy that is soon transferred into kinetic energy, allowing the ball to move faster than the club ever was, and for it to go further. And that is the energy involved between the golf club and the golf ball. We're going to talk about what happens to the energy once the golf ball is hit into the air. So once I make contact with that golf ball, mechanical kinetic energy is going to push it up into the air in full ball flight. Once it's in the air, and once mechanical energy is no longer stronger than the gravitational potential energy, this ball is going to start to come down. And it's going to come down with all gravitational potential energy and kinetic energy that pushes it forward until it hits the ground. Once it hits the ground, those small bounces are the same repeated process of the mechanical energy pushing it up from the impact of it hitting the ground to the gravitational potential energy that pushes it down. And then the force of friction from the grass that allows the ball to come to a complete stop. Once you've got the centripetal force, the torque, the double pendulum, the kinetic energy, and that potential energy all in your swing, believe me, shots like this will be so easy. Boom. That's how it's done. Thank you for catching up on the physics of golf. Until next time, I'm Matt Paley.